Hello everyone, myself M.A. Mahant, working in Computer Science and Engineering Department as an Assistant Professor in Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur. So today we are going to discuss the topic Object-Oriented Design. Learning outcomes are, at the end of this session, student will be able to describe the object-oriented design used in software engineering and describe advantages of object-oriented design used in software engineering. Introduction. Object-oriented design is the process of planning a system of interacting objects for the purpose of solving a software problem. It is one approach to software design. Object-oriented analysis and design is a technical approach for analyzing and designing an application system or business by applying object-oriented programming as well as using visual modeling throughout the software development process to guide stakeholder communication and product quality. Object-oriented analysis is the first technical activity performed as a part of object-oriented software engineering. Object-oriented analysis introduces new concepts to investigate a problem. Object-oriented design. After the analysis phase, the conceptual model is developed further into an object-oriented model using object-oriented design. In the object-oriented design, the technology-independent concepts in the analysis model are mapped onto implementing classes. Constraints are identified and interfaces are designed, resulting in a model for the solution domain. In a nutshell, a detailed description is constructed to specify how the system is to be built on concrete technologies. The stages for object-oriented design can be identified as definition of the context of the system, designing system architecture, identification of the objects in the system, construction of design models, specification of object interfaces. This is the diagram of object-oriented design. So here different characteristics of object-oriented designs are given, or we can call it as a concepts of object-oriented design. So these object-oriented characteristics or concepts are objects, classes, messages, abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, etc. Now we are going to see these all the concepts one by one. So in object-oriented design, the first concept is objects. All entities involved in the solution design are known as objects. For example, person, banks, company and user are considered as object. Every entity has some attributes associated with it and has some methods to perform on the attributes. Classes. A class is a generalized description of an object. An object is an instance of a class. A class defines all the attributes which an object can have and methods which represent the functionality of the object. Messages. Objects communicate by message passing. Message consists of integrity of the target object, the name of the requested operation and any other action needed to perform the function. Messages are often implemented as a procedure or function calls. The next concept of object-oriented design is abstraction. In object-oriented design, complexity is handled by using abstraction. Abstraction is the removal of the irrelevant and the amplification of the essentials. Encapsulation is the next object-oriented concept. Encapsulation is also called an information hiding concept. The data and operation are linked to a single unit. Encapsulation not only bundles essential for information of an object together but also restricts access to the data and methods from the outside world. The next characteristics of the object-oriented design or concept inheritance. Object-oriented design allows similar classes to stack up a hierarchical manner where the lower or subclasses can import, implement and reuse allowed variables and functions from the immediate superclasses. This property of object-oriented design is also called inheritance. This makes it easier to define a specific class and to create generalized classes from specific ones. Next concept is polymorphism. Object-oriented design languages provide a mechanism where methods performing similar tasks but vary in arguments can be assigned the same name. This is known as polymorphism, which allows the single inheritance to perform functions for different types depending upon how the service is invoked, the respective portion of the code is gets executed. The next part is class diagram. So class diagram defines the type of objects in the system and the different types of relationship that exist among them. It gives high level view of an application. This modeling method can run with almost all object oriented methods. A class refers to another class. A class can have its objects or may inherit from other classes. Essential elements of the UML class diagram are class name, attribute and operation. So this is the diagram of the class diagram. So in this, first we have to specify class name, then we have to write the properties or attribute of that class, then we have to write functionality or methods of that class. So this is the syntax of the class. So class, this is the example of class. So class is collection of variables and methods. So here animal is the main class, and which is having attributes age and gender, and which is having functionalities mammal and mate. And the duck, fish and zebra, these are the associative classes or the subclasses. The duck is having the attribute big color, which is having value yellow, and swim and quack are the methods of that duck class. Then size in feet can eat, these are the variables for fish class, and swim is the method of the fish class. Zebra is the name of the subclass, and which is having the variable is wild, and method is run. So is wild is the attribute of zebra class, and run is the method of the zebra class. The next part, purpose of an object diagram. So it is used to describe the aspect of a system. It is used to represent an instance of a class. It can be used to perform forward and reverse re-engineering on system. It is used to understand the behavior of an object. It can be used to explore the relationship of an object and can be used to analyze other connected objects. Here the example is given, car is the class and Ferrari and BMW, these are the objects. So the attribute of the class are name and price, which is the same attributes of this object Ferrari. So the notation can be given Ferrari colon car, which is car is main class and Ferrari is an object. BMW colon car means car is main class and BMW is having object. So this name is value and price is another value we given in this diagram. So again this BMW having different name and different value. So the above UML object diagram contains two object names Ferrari and BMW, which belong to a class named as a car. The objects are nothing but real world entities that are the instance of a class. So the next diagram is an example of object diagram. It represents the order management system which have discussed in the class diagram. The following diagram is an instance of the system at a particular time of purchase. It has following objects: customer, order, special order, normal order. Now the customer object C is associated with the three order objects O1, O2 and O3. These order objects are associated with the special order and normal order objects S1, S2 and N1. The customer has the following three orders with different numbers 12, 32 and 40 for the particular time considered. So the customer can increase the number of orders in future, and in the scenario the object diagram will reflect that. If the order special order and normal order objects are observed, then you will find that they have some values. For order the values are 12, 32 and 40, which implies that the objects have these values for a particular moment. Here the particular time when the purchase is made is considered as the moment when the instance is captured. The same is the true for special order and normal order objects which have numbers of orders as 20, 30 and 60. It is different time of purchase and considered. The next is use case diagram. UML is the modeling toolkit that you can use to build your diagrams. Use cases are represented with a labeled oval shape. Stick figures represented actors in the process, and the actors' participation in the system is modeled with a line between the actor and the use case. To depict the system boundary, draw a box around the use case itself. UML use case diagrams are ideal for representing the goal of system user interaction, defining the organization functional requirements in a system, specifying the context and requirement of a system, modeling the basic flow of events in a use case. All the students, you have to pause the video and write the answer. Question is, and dash is an instance of a class. Options are A object, B entity, C interface, D none of these. So pause the video and write the answer. So the correct answer is option A, object. So an object is an instance of a class. Now, advantages of object-oriented design. Focuses on data rather than the procedures in structured analysis. The principles of encapsulation and data hiding help in the development to develop systems that cannot be tempered by other parts of the system. It allows effective management of software complexity by the virtue of modularity. These are the references. Thank you.